This bee is surprisingly lazy. It's 20 years old, but still can't build its own hive. All it does all day is eat and sleep. Today, it's just as sluggish as ever. The captain caught it slacking off right on the spot. He immediately stood up, ready to say something, but when he reached out, his hands were covered in honey. He tried to greet the bee with his other hand, but both hands were sticky with honey. The captain couldn't take it anymore and ordered the bee to start building the hive immediately. But the bee didn't know how to build a hive. Staring at the honey in front of it, the bee scooped up a handful, trying to start working. The honey was too sticky. It tried to mold the honey into a small ball, but it couldn't get rid of it. It shook its hands wildly, and finally, it managed to fling the honey off. However, the honey landed right on the captain's face. The bee was terrified and rushed forward to wipe the captain's face, but no matter what, the honey wouldn't come off. The captain got angry and kicked the bee out of the room. The captain took some pollen from his pocket, rubbed it on his hands, and wiped the honey off his face. Seeing this, the bee immediately copied the captain's actions, quickly spread the pollen on its hands, and the honey no longer stuck. The bee was overjoyed. It started to build the hive. Soon, it made a hexagon, but the moment it touched it, the hexagon collapsed. The bee was furious, but quickly found a solution. It grabbed some small twigs, stuck them into the ground to support the honey. The honey still collapsed. The bee was livid, ready to throw the twigs away, but then, it didn't expect that. The honey would harden from the beating of its wings. It immediately began flapping its wings above the honey, and finally succeeded in making its first hive. Just then, the captain walked out from behind. He urged the little bee, saying the hives must be completed today. Looking at the massive hive, the bee had no choice but to keep working, hauling and building. It's unclear how long it took, but eventually, it collapsed on the ground, exhausted. At that moment, the captain returned with the honey gathering team. Seeing the huge hive, the captain was thrilled and praised the little bee. He announced that, from now on, it was a real bee.